Hello, my little single Pringles. Welcome to another pick a card reading. Today's reading is Who is Coming Towards You in Love. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to do another reading for you. Please keep in mind this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. In today's reading, we are going to take a look at your recent experiences in love and then the person coming towards you. What have their experiences been? What is their personality like? What are they looking for? And then some other characteristics that you might use in identifying who this person might be. So please use your intuition to pick one or multiple of these little cosmic kitty cats. You can pause the video if you need to, and I will have timestamps in the description box down below, and I will see you in the reading. Hello, my beautiful and lovely pile number one. Welcome to your pick a card reading, all about who is coming towards you in love, singles edition. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already and you feel called to subscribe, like, or comment, I appreciate it oh so much. So let's start off with your oracle card. Blessed number 22 in reverse. So these reversed wisdom of the oracle cards come with a protection message, but my intention was to give you some general and love messages. So we're going to look at all three of those for you. I pull this card a lot, actually. So the essential meanings of the blessed card are something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected, grace that is an unforeseen gift from spirit. We're doing a little bit of reading from the book on these oracle cards. I find that the messages are quite specific. So, your general life message. There are moments in life when, out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. One thing that I disagree with this interpretation here, you do deserve to be blessed and to have good things. I think what this book is getting at is that it's not something that you had to earn. You are just inherently deserving of good things. So your relationship message, you are moving toward a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you are meant to make this connection. This is union, blessed by the divine. You will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. So far, it seems like this connection that is coming in for you, pile one, is going to be an important sacred union. It's not going to be a fling. I feel like this will be a very deep, meaningful, and profound connection for you. And then your protection message, since the card is reversed. Humility is called for now, as grace is an unearned gift. You didn't gain this by your own desires or actions. To be who you need... Oh my gosh. To be who you need to be, you can no longer do what you did. In a way, you have hit rock bottom, and what is required now is nothing less than total surrender. Then you will be blessed. Okay, pile one, if you are feeling hopeless in love, like you're just at the absolute rock bottom, Spirit is saying it is time to stop resisting and pushing where life has put you. Surrender is not about being victim to your circumstance, but the surrender is about living in resistance. You know, if you're in a specific situation now, it's calling for you adapting to become who you're meant to be, all right? So like to be who you need to be and who you're meant to be, you can no longer do what you did, all right? So sometimes we hit rock bottom, especially in love, because we have put ourselves in similar situations or patterns that keep repeating. But you're not meant to continue this romantic pattern or any pattern that is not serving you. You hit rock bottom so that you can transform and level up. So submit to this difficult process of transformation and know that you will come out the other side more strong and aware. You're going to have better boundaries, and you're not going to fall into these traps that you may have fallen into previously with the romantic partnerships that did not work out, that weren't healthy, all that stuff. The other thing, rock bottom is a blessing in disguise. You might not feel blessed while it's happening, especially like if you're coming out of a difficult relationship or situation. It is just one of the worst feelings in the world. But I always see these videos online. There was a trend going around. It was like, do you really want to be loved like this for the rest of your life? And I think most of us would say no. If you had a bad relationship experience, of course you don't want to be loved like that for the rest of your life. So embrace the pain, work through the pain, grow through the pain, and know that the sacred, divine, loving union that you crave is yours, and you don't need to do anything to earn it. You just deserve it for being you, for existing. Love is not transactional. Pile 1, let's pull some cards to get some more clarification on what your experience in love has been up until now, although I kind of have a feeling we touched on that. So let's get 2 cards. Yeah, okay, there's the Tower, rock bottom, rebuilding, okay, and Son of Swords. Okay, and you have a third one, 8 of Swords. Okay. Oh, bottom of the deck, 5 of Cups. Okay. You're hurting. And I think you might be a little bit afraid of love, afraid of connecting with other people, of putting yourself out there. And if you remain in your cocoon, if you keep to yourself, if you isolate, you're not going to get hurt, is the perception that you have. And you're also in a position where you might be expecting the worst of people. You meet someone new, you're immediately looking for the red flags. You're like, okay, what's wrong with this person? What are they going to do to hurt me? And just really being on edge and mistrusting of other people. Your love experiences before now might have ended in sudden, unexpected, and maybe traumatic ways. I think you might have had relationships where you thought you were building a future with someone as well, and then the foundation that you were building it on did not last. This is kind of like the rug being ripped out from underneath you. There could have been some deceit involved or hurtful words, mental hurt with this relationship, something kind of like blindsiding that happened, and it's put you in a little bit of a pessimistic energy when it comes to relationships, or at least a grieving energy. Oh, this makes me really sad. Oh man. Pile 1, but you are in a growth period and a transformation period because of this. You are in your cocoon where you might think nothing is happening, but you are actually doing some very deep healing, and you are going to emerge more beautiful and better than ever. And it's worse in your head than it's going to be in the external reality. I will also tell you that. Okay, let's see. So the person coming towards you, what have their experiences been in love up until this point? Let's see. For pile number 1, who is coming towards them in love? What has their experience been in love? Okay. Let's see which one fell on the floor now. Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay, pile 1. Look at the imagery of the butterfly hanging inverted and the owl hanging inverted. So similar between you and this person. They've had some hard experiences too. They have 2 difficult 10s, the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, Queen of Cups, 7 of Wands, and the Hanged Man. This person finds themselves also dealing with some painful endings and betrayals, and being in a position that they did not expect to find themselves in. But they are having a change of perspective. I kind of see this as this person's perspective being changed by something that they're becoming aware of. And I wonder if you coming into this person's life as an option is illuminating for them in some way and is changing their perspective on the situation. So the type of things that they may have gone through in relationships, I feel like they dealt with someone who was quite selfish, or maybe multiple partners who were selfish. I'm getting the sense that they were people who would take their time, their energy, and they didn't really give a lot back. And I'm feeling that there was not a lot of reciprocation or gratitude for the effort that your person put into their previous relationships. And I think they carry around a heavy burden with feeling, it's almost like they blame themselves, like they feel like they weren't enough. Like, maybe I didn't do enough to keep that person. You know, why didn't this person appreciate it? Maybe if I just work harder. It's like this person feels that they had to earn love. I think for them, as well as you've come to the end of these painful cycles in romance where there can start to be some healing and working through these things. The 10s are difficult, but they are also the end of that run of suits. So it means that the difficulty is coming to an end. The healing is happening, setting down the burden, removing the swords, healing the pain. There's flowers growing here. It's growing through the pain, becoming more beautiful just like you. I think you will relate very strongly to one another's experiences in love and have an appreciation for each other throughout that. Yeah, this person, I think, tries to be everything to everyone and then leaves very little for themselves. They are a giver. Their love language might be acts of service. They're very protective, and I think they take on more than they should, and they have a hard time keeping their head above water because they just give and give until they're practically drowning. So that is something that they have been working on healing, and I think they've been doing so quite successfully. This is a better managing of the conflicting priorities and everything. They had to learn boundaries. That's great. Okay. Let's see. I want to know about this person's personality. Okay, let's just make more room. I wish I had a bigger table. Meow. Okay, gorgeous. Okay, so pile 1's person. The person coming towards them in love. What is their personality like? Tell me about this person. What are they like, please, Spirit? No, I don't like when you drop half the deck. Thank you. 7 of Cups. I wonder if they're a little shy. This is taking a long time to come out. Queen of Cups. Oh, wow, that's funny. Queen of Cups twice. They are a giver, a giver, a giver. How many more did you give me? Okay. The Moon, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands on the bottom. So much water. This person is very emotional and caring, deeply intuitive. They are a dreamer. I think they probably, did not... I was just going to say they dabble in a lot of different things, and that leads back into their conflicting priorities. They might be a little bit indecisive, and I think this ties into their past experiences. They don't know what they're going to get, and they might have a hard time committing to certain things, but when they do, this is somebody that loves deeply, and there is more to them than meets the eye. Passionate and sensual is the vibe that I'm getting. They might be very creative in some aspect of life. They might be a spiritual person into meditation, sound baths, active daydreamer, interested in psychology, the subconscious mind. I'm getting kind of a hippie vibe from them too for some reason. Sorry, my cat is trying to jump up here and there's a candle. Can you not? Ma'am, thank you. I think this person is quite excitable as well. When they have something going on in their life, there's someone that gets very passionate, really excited, very talkative about it. And I'm also feeling that they might be free-spirited. I'm picking up yoga, alternative healing, Reiki, healing hands. Something about them is just very healing and nurturing. This is not a shallow person. This person, their intuitive knowledge and their spirituality, I feel, runs very deep. Okay, what is this person looking for in love? What are they looking for? What type of relationship? What's this person looking for? Oh, also just got they might be a night owl. Might do moon manifestations or rituals. What are they looking for? Okay. Okay, all right, I'm getting, they're not looking right now. But when the opportunity arises, when this person enters your life, they're gonna suddenly be ready. They're not out there dating or looking right now. I think they're intentionally isolating, kind of like you, and they are getting through that final healing point of like unraveling the difficulties of their previous relationships before they're going to be in a position to take that leap and make that jump with you. Yeah, they're keeping to themselves, spending time at home, maybe working on their attachment style as well. I get the sense that they're conflicted about something. What is it? 9 of Wands. An apology. Yeah, I think they're working through an attachment to someone. The final stages of this attachment. Like laying it to rest, finally letting it go. And they're getting to the point soon, once they set down this burden and get through the healing, where they're going to be ready to start new, start fresh, no more with the past. And I don't even think it's necessarily that the past people are still in the picture. I just get the sense that it's something that they still have an attachment to subconsciously or mentally. It's just something they need to finish finally working through. And I feel like some days they feel like, yeah, I'm ready. And then they're like, no, not ready. Still not ready. I don't think we're ever really ready. There's such a learning curve to new relationships and getting to know people, but you do have to do the bulk of the healing and get yourself to like a pretty stable position where you're ready to try that with someone new, and they are well on their way to you. I want to get some physical characteristics about this person next. All right, the person for pile one. Pile one's person. Do tell. Give me some characteristics, please, Spirit. What about this person is going to stand out? Growth. Growth oriented. What did I say? Isolating, growing, healing. That's amazing. As humans, we always change and grow and evolve. And I think it's very important to find other people that have done the same. You want to grow with each other. If somebody doesn't have the capacity to grow as a person, they're not going to be able to grow in a relationship either. So I love that for equality. Money. So this to me means that they might be financially well off, or they are someone who comes from money, or they work very hard, like they're very career focused on their money right now, or that stability is very important to them, financial stability. Let's see. What else? They might, Cancer. Oh, look, a water sign. How shocking. So, a homebody, a caretaker, acts of service, very giving. Cancer is like, it's like the mother archetype. Very caring, very nurturing, very loving. This person likes to feel useful by taking care of other people. Take care of everyone else. Yeah, and they're learning the boundaries. You can't pour from an empty cup. Travel. So they might be well traveled. They may like to travel. You may meet them through travel, or there is a distance between you and there would be a travel element involved to the relationship. Doesn't have to be far, but I think anything outside of your like direct area is like a commutable travel, depending where you live. Tell me more. I want 8 of these, please. Ooh, blonde hair. Okay. They're serious when it calls for it. Doesn't mean they don't have any fun ever. Green eyes. I'm doing one at a time, so if these pop out again, we'll see. One more, please. Scorpio. Oh, look, more water. And intuitive on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anything gets by this person. They have that 6th sense. They know what's going on. Let's see now. I would like to do a song message, a channeled song about this person or the situation. What's it gonna be? Twilight Zone, Ariana Grande. I think that very much has to do with the past situations. Let's do another one. And Without Me, Halsey. Yeah. You've both been through some difficult shiznit. Some difficult shiz in your previous relationships, where you poured everything into building another person up, doing everything for them, being there, and it just was not appreciated or reciprocated. But this person is going to match you on every level, and they're going to be just so giving. And I think their mind is going to be blown when they are also with someone who has done the growth and the healing, and you come together and make something quite lovely and beautiful. Okay, pile 1. So I think at some point we'll be making an extended on this. But for now, this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this resonated. Let me know down in the comments. And I cannot wait to see you in the next reading. Bye, guys. Have a lovely day. Hello, my spectacular and beautiful pile number 2. Welcome to your pick a card reading about who is coming towards you in love, singles edition. If you haven't already and you feel called to subscribe, like, or comment, it is so appreciated, and I will love you forever. I'm excited to do this reading for you, and thanks for being here. So we're going to get started with your oracle card, where we get a gauge on your life and love messages as a confirmation that you are in the right pile. So let's start off with that. Ooh, okay, all that glitters, number 16. We read from the book typically with oracle cards because the messages are quite specific and less open to interpretation, but I'll see if more comes through for you. So, the essential meanings of all that glitters: a need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new thing, and being mercurial. As a mercurial person, it would be amazing if I could say that word. So, your general message: it's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of diamonds, these icons let you know something about a person, place, or thing. Or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them, and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine that all the glitter is gone. Would you still desire the object or person? So, before we get into the relationship message, so 1, you are beautiful the way you are. You don't need to change anything to be worthy and deserving of love. Whatever you do to make yourself feel good is fabulous, but don't feel that you need to put on a mask and pretend to be something that you are not in order to earn love. And secondly, sometimes people seem too good to be true because they are too good to be true. And sometimes people put on a false mask of who they are, or they flaunt certain successes in order to achieve the partner that they want, and then you find out that the person beneath the surface is not all that you thought they were. So just use your judgment when getting to know people. And if someone is flaunting things that are purely superficial, then you might end up just with a superficial person. There's more to life and love than shiny, pretty, new things. Also, this might have been an experience where someone on either side of your relationships has, this sounds bad, but like, you know, when you think grass is greener, and there are people who kind of like, they go from relationship to relationship because they think they can, quote, do better. That might have been an experience that's happened in some of your relationships. So, your relationship message: sometimes we try to become something we're not to impress others. We embellish a story a bit, adding some dramatic elements to make us more appealing. The real person becomes hidden beneath the sparkle and shine. Then there are times we don't see the true value of someone else because he or she may seem not to have the glitz and glamour that seems so desirable. Now is the time to look past the surface, beyond the mask, to the essence of a person. Who that person is, not what he or she has or can give you, is important. See beyond the glitter and look for the inner glow. Use the eyes in your heart. Let go of artifice and let what is authentic shine. Okay, did I not just say this? And the other point that I really enjoyed in this is the real person becomes hidden behind the sparkle and shine. We don't see the value of someone else because they may not have the glitz and glamour. All right. This is saying don't write people off if at first glance you don't think that they're everything you want them to be. You know, you're obviously going to be attracted to your partner. But the person that's best for you, the best person, might not be the shiniest person in the room. They might not be the 12 out of 10. But they're still going to be an attractive, beautiful, and lovely person, even if they wouldn't be the first person that you would gravitate physically to in the room. Get to know people for who they are. Love that message. Okay, so now, pile number 2. I would like to pull 2 cards-ish. We'll see, sometimes more comes out, on what your experience has been in love up until now. Because you are also a single Pringle, why? What's been your experience in love and relationships up until now? What have you been through? Let's get some confirmations for you. Pile 2, please. It's like you don't want to say. It's like I don't even want to think about it. But okay, yeah. 6 of Wands. Okay, that was half the deck, so we're putting this... Ooh. Okay, no. I was gonna put it back because half the deck flopped over, but we're gonna take it. 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And also the Devil. Okay, pile 2. You had to show some really extreme strength and bravery to rise above something and to move away from something because you were not willing to compromise on your ideals. You had strong boundaries. And I think you might have outgrown some of the people that you were with. You put yourself first and you removed yourself from these situations in some way or another. I also think you might be a little bit picky when it comes to love. There are things you're not willing to compromise on, which I applaud you for. It's good. But there's also a difference between a non-negotiable and a nice to have. And sometimes we do need to be a little bit more open-minded when we're getting to know people and decide what is the most important thing. But I think this is something that you've learned in your relationship experiences and that you're like growing from. You know that you can have it all. You are also fierce, but also soft. I feel like you want a relationship that is like wildly passionate, but also soft, caring, and loving. And you might have been searching for a fireworks situation and have been very comfortable like being alone if you didn't find what you were looking for. Very growth-oriented individual as well. That's very, very cool. Love that. Okay. Now, what has your person's relationship experiences been? The person coming towards pile 2 in love, what has their experience been in relationships? Okay, no, there's more I have to say here. I also think you're someone who grows through setbacks. No matter what happens, it's like, I'll be fine. I'll grow. I'll level up. And it's like, it's hard for people to keep up with you because you're so ever-changing, evolving, and growing, and your life, or like your self-development at least, is on such an upward trajectory. I'm sure your life is going to be following suit if it's not already. But okay, I don't know if this is true or not. I feel like I hear these things and then they become fact in my mind. But I thought that like if a worm is cut, it'll like regrow. You grow through what you go through. So much learning and evolution and growth. Your strength is very beautiful, pile 2. Okay, Now, let's see what the person coming towards you, your person, what has their experience been like in relationships and love up until this point? The Fool. Okay. Two of Wands. Six of Swords. Hi, Lunas. Ten of Pentacles. Alright, and Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck. What I feel, pile two, this person has kind of had a similar experience where they might have had some more like short-lived relationship experiences where they were like harder to pin down because they were always on the move, always traveling, always off to the next thing. Partly because I think it's like when you know, and deep down they knew the other people weren't it, so they were fine just like exiting the situation, and it's like, well, when the timing's right, but the timing just wasn't. It's like their priorities were elsewhere, or they had a habit of just like removing themselves from relationships. I think there's someone, it's like, okay, if this is stressing me out, I would rather be alone. Time to get off this little party barge and set sail on the smooth seas. I don't even know where that analogy came from. It made zero sense. I was just looking at this going through the little icebergs. It's like, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Maybe they were dealing with a little bit of avoidant behavior in the past. But I just think that they might have a bit of a wanderlust spirit. They are someone who does want to settle down and have a family, and I think maybe they were just embracing being younger and not being pinned down until it felt time for them to settle down. The timing wasn't right, but I have a feeling things are going to be turning around if they are heading towards you in love. So I think in some way, both of you have removed yourself from relationships for one reason or another. But ultimately it's because they weren't right. And there is a lot of strength in doing that. And I think you're both comfortable in singlehood until that right fit comes along, until that timing is right. The right person, the counterpart. Oh, I think you're going to fit together so nice. Let's see. I want to know. Let's see what your person's personality is like. What are they like? Give me some info, please, Spirit. Pile number 2's person. What are they like? Oh, dear goodness. Come on, one more. Not 10 more, one more. It's like, okay, fine, one more. Okay, I'm getting this person is fair, open-minded, reciprocal, introspective. They like to have fun. They might spend a lot of time with their friends being their chosen family. They have very, very strong boundaries. They might be into meditation. I think they are a spiritual person and they follow their intuition to guide them when they're making decisions and in life. Yeah, they're very comfortable being on their own. This is a person who is going to enter into a relationship happy as their own person. They're not looking for someone else to make them happy, so they're going to show up ready to contribute and be happy and healthy. I love that. I think this person sticks up for other people. They stick up for the underdog. Like, they'll go to bat for things that they believe in. I'm getting, I don't know why, kind of an Aquarius vibe. Something about this. I don't know. There's so much like starry, like space imagery, and that's just giving me aliens, which is giving me Aquarius. Maybe this person's a little bit quirky, unconventional in some way. It could be unconventional in the fact that maybe they waited longer to settle down than other people. I just heard they didn't settle down because they weren't willing to settle. I wonder if that's something this person says. It's like, because I wasn't willing to settle. And I think you are the same. I'm not going to settle down if it means I have to settle. If it means I have to compromise on my moral and my standards. Good. Yeah, I think this person just really has not been focused on love up until this point. This person makes decisions with their gut feeling. They use their splenic awareness. If you watched Love is Blind UK. Funny. Let me know. I love Love is Blind. I think this person likes quiet. Quiet time. Quiet at home. Enjoys their downtime. They might be someone who goes for solo hikes. They spend a lot of time, when they're not with their friends, they spend a lot of time alone. I think it's like quality time over quantity of time. This person stands out in some way, whether that's their looks or they do something where they are like recognized in their community or on the internet as a whole. And I think they have a lot of things going for them in their life too. Yeah, they just don't want to compromise on what they've got going on. They don't want to threaten the good thing they got going on. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, they're really slow to make decisions. They're slow to settle down. They're slow to invest in something. But when they do, it will be for a long time, because the Ten of Pentacles, they do want to settle down. They do want to have a family, perhaps. They're a very supportive person. Why do I feel like they might be in law? Interesting. I wonder. We'll have to see. Okay, now what is this person looking for in a relationship? What is your person looking for? Let's see. What are they looking for? What do they want in a relationship? Because I don't think either of you is going to be like looking when you meet. I think it's, yeah, you're not looking. It's just, yeah, it's going to happen so out of nowhere. That's funny. Yep. They weren't looking, and then they saw you, and they were like, oh, yep, who's that? Seven of Wands on the Seven of Wands. And then it's, yep, Ten of Cups. Okay. Yep, okay. How many times am I going to say that? Wheel of Fortune. The timing, destiny's going to intervene. This person is not looking, but they're going to, you guys are going to intersect in some way, and then it's going to be like, oh my God, there they are, and this person will come forward to you. They want to have the happily ever after. They're just not looking for it, and I think they're just waiting for that eureka moment of like, yep, it's now. I think this person is also someone who is willing to put in the work when they find the right person to stand above the rest, to make themselves known. It's just they haven't found the right person to do it with until now. Wow. Yeah, they want that feeling of coming home. They want a relationship to feel like home. They're waiting for that feeling. And here it is, once you show up into the picture, or once they show up for you. Love that. Okay. Now, let's get some characteristics about this person. What are they like? This is half the deck. I like that it said beautiful, so they are a beautiful person. I'm not going to look at the other ones because I want like one at a time. Pile 2's person. Who's coming towards pile 2, please? Again, that is too many Sagittarius. That could definitely be a travel bug right there. Okay. Why? These two. Virgo and cute. Something about them is cutesy, demure. Virgo, detail-oriented, a little bit perfectionist. Yeah, they're waiting for their perfect match. Slender. Pisces. Type A. Yep. I got that from Justice too. Very meticulous, structured. They like to plan. Organized. That ties in with Virgo too, doesn't it? One more. Manifestation. They might be big into manifesting. Or they might be the type of person that you would manifest for yourself, and growth. You're both into and have done the personal growth to come together and have a healthy, beautiful relationship together. Love that. Okay, let's do some channeled songs. Killing Me Slowly by Bad Wolves. I think this is more about past people seeing you or this person move on. Kills them. Someone from the past is not happy. It's like they're fine not being with you until you have someone else in the picture, then boo-hoo. Past self. Sleep token. Yeah. So much growth that it's like the past versions of yourselves don't even exist anymore. It's like, was that even real? But change is coming. Okay, that's so exciting. Pile 2. This may have an extended reading at some point, but for now, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so, so much for being here. Thanks for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next one, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye, guys. Hello, gorgeous pile number 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading about who is coming towards you in love, singles edition. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already and you feel called to subscribe, like, or comment, I so appreciate it, and it's a huge help. So we're going to start off with an oracle card to get some life and love messages from spirit, some advice, just as a little bit of a confirmation that you are in the right pile. So let's start with this. Okay, Between Worlds number 3, reversed. So technically the reversed cards in this deck give a protection message, but the intention was to give life and love messages. So I'm just going to read all of them for you. And with oracle cards, I find the interpretations are best read from the book because they are so specific, and I'll give you some thoughts on them as well. So the essential meaning of the Between Worlds card: transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another, temporary blindness, no man's land. I wonder, pile 3, if you are on your way out of an existing relationship. So it's like the single mindset, but you're not fully in that phase yet. So let's keep reading. So oracle message: between the worlds is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. This is a time when you are unable to see what is ahead. Cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You are done learning the lessons of recent experiences. In this place between what was and what will be is a state of making and unmaking and making again. What is essential now is to admit not knowing. There is a great freedom and power to be unleashed. A mystery that is not yours to understand weaves the web of life within a divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, desires, and decisions. The seeds that were planted in the past begin to take root, but what surfaces will probably not be what you expect. When you are between the worlds, you are invited to see with the curious eyes of a child glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so and you will not be disappointed. Part of this, I feel too, is like you might be not exactly sure what you're looking for in your next relationship, or like something is kind of up in the air, or you're still learning as you go. Maybe you haven't figured out exactly who you are or what you want from life, but there is like this limbo period where it's like you feel like you're not ready to step out of something and into something else. That can even just be past and future versions of you. The relationship message here: this is a time to explore the new energy between you and another. It is not a moment for certainty, but rather for discovery and curiosity. You don't yet know if this will last forever, so allow yourself to explore who you are and what is reflected back to you. This relationship is meant to educate you about yourself. What do you need? What do you like or dislike? What values are important to you? You are in a critical phase of your relationship that is not to be dismissed or hurried. It could also be that you have recently met the person coming into your life and there's something that you're meant to learn from it. The protection message with this card: be mindful of your expectations. This is not a time for guarantees. Things will not go exactly as you plan or dictate. Let go and see what Spirit has in store. What takes hold in your life will be better than you can imagine. So the other message with this: when we go into relationships, we usually go in with the best of intentions. But we want to know, is it going to work out in the end? Is this my person? The reality is there is absolutely no way to know for sure. You don't know until your relationship progresses, until you get to know each other, and until you reach the point where you decide to move deeper and further together. But along that path, there is a lot of learning and growth and discovering to be done. So let's get some more information for you. Pile number 3. Pile 3, tragedy has struck. I finished recording your entire reading and I loved it. It was great. And then I looked at my phone and it cut out after the first 5 minutes because my iPhone storage was full. So here we are, starting over. I was torn between just relaying out the cards that I received the first time around and just redoing this portion of the reading entirely. So I did a spread to inquire as to what the right move was, and the cards and Spirit were saying that there was a different message coming through. We had the Four of Cups and the Queen of Cups, and my interpretation was that the focus of the reading wasn't where it was supposed to be. So I guess we will take this as divine intervention and a sign, and we're going to redo this part of your reading. I also think there is a message to be learned through this happening, kind of like a false start. So I'm wondering if maybe your recent relationship experiences have been of the false start variety. It's like you meet someone, you hit it off, and you're like, oh yeah, this is it. And then it fizzles out, or, it doesn't go the distance. So whatever has been going on for you, even just self-development, it's like you make some progress, and then you're hitting like a stall point and then like starting over. So I wonder if that's significant for you. But the next part of your reading, finally, we are going to pull some cards to see what your relationship and love experiences have been up until this point that has you in the single Pringle energy. Pile number 3. Let's see, what have your experiences been? Oh. Now I'm just going to be checking my phone every 30 seconds to be like, are we still recording? Okay. Pile 3. Okay, I'm getting the vibe that you are looking to build a relationship with someone, a long-term relationship, very reciprocal. I'm getting the sense that you are quite emotionally available and mature, and you're looking for someone to meet you on that level, and you want to grow and level up with someone. But the experience that you've had up until now might be where, as you were starting to build something, there ended up being red flags, some sort of deception even, where things never got off the ground and things never progressed into what you were trying to build with another person. And I do think you, because of your past experiences, it's possible that you are a little more guarded, and you, when you're getting to know people, you're on edge, looking for the red flags, looking for the warning signs, and there might be now a hesitation to put in the time to building something with the next person, because you don't want to build something that isn't going to go the distance. Yeah, I'm just getting the sense that things weren't getting off the ground, and maybe they didn't even progress all that far. It's possible that your priorities and your relationship goals were not met with the same level of maturity from the other person involved, and there was something misleading about these past situations. This could also be people future faking. You know, you go on a date with someone, they say they're ready for something long-term and serious, and then you get 3 months in, for example, and they're like, actually, I'm not ready for a relationship. So it's like, oh my gosh, like how many more times is this gonna happen? So now it's like being overly cautious and a little bit skeptical when it comes to getting to know people. Pile 3. Now, I want to see what your person's relationship experiences have been up until now. The person coming into pile 3's life. Yep. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. What has their relationship experience been up until now, please? Two of Swords. The Fool. King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups. Okay, you both want the Ten of Cups. This is someone who is looking for the long-term future, the life partner situation that it seems that you are also looking for and wanting to build. I'm getting that this person suffers from analysis paralysis. I think it's possible that this person had been involved in a long-term relationship or multiple long-term relationships that they stayed in longer than they should have, for fear of being alone, for fear of being hurt, and they just kind of overanalyzed, should I stay or should I go, to the point that they really weren't making a decision one way or another. But eventually this person takes themselves out of the situation and starts fresh. They might also be indecisive when it comes to commitment. Not about whether they want it, but about who they commit to. I think this person leads with their head over their heart, and they're very analytical when they're getting to know people. And they are slow to make the decision to invest their time, because they too do not want to be hurt. So it might take a long time for their relationships to get off the ground, but once they're in, they do plant the seed for the long haul. It is also possible that this person was a little closed off to love and in their previous relationships, just because of their analytical mind. The King of Swords is extremely intelligent, but they are not the most emotionally expressive people. It might have been hard for this person to open up in the past. I do think once they've thought through all of the options and they have the clear path forward, they are willing to take that leap of faith, because ultimately, I think deep down they are a little bit romantic. I don't think you can have the Ten of Cups as your like underlying energy and not be, but it's just not something that they let everyone see, because you have to get past that brick wall before they open up. Very selective. Let's see. Now, what is this person's personality? What are they like? Pile 3. One at a time, please. This one. The Emperor. Very strategic, a little serious. They're a planner, possibly very type A. They don't like playing games. 5 of Swords. They get in their own head. I'm seeing this as like the devil on your shoulder, the like intrusive thoughts, over analyzing the worst case scenario. The Magician. Introspective, deep. And 6 of Wands. Successful. People notice them. High standards. High morals. Possibly in the public eye in some way. I can't remember if I just said that. Sorry. Comfortable being alone. They have a quiet confidence that isn't overpowering, but they are very sure of themselves. Stubborn. I think they have a very specific idea of the type of relationship and the type of partner that they're looking for as well. They're not willing to compromise their morals or their standards, which it's a double-edged sword. I mean, on one hand, there are certain things you should, of course, never compromise on, but relationships themselves do take some degree of compromise, because you know you're learning to live with someone other than just yourself. So this might have been something where they struggled to prioritize which were like the non-negotiables that you don't compromise on, and what is making space and accommodation for another person in your life. And it might just be that they weren't willing to make those changes previously. I think this person has a lot of goals and dreams for their future, and they do put a lot of effort into what they do, but they want someone to match that effort. A reciprocal relationship. Something about the way this person communicates. People listen. Very good communicator, very clear. They might be a natural performer in some way. People notice them. It's like the spotlight is on them in some way. A big personality, I heard. Vibrant personality. It's like when they're excited about something or they're sharing like a passion or a hobby, they could give you like a 10-minute PowerPoint presentation on it. Cute. Okay, now I want to see, what is this person looking for romantically? Like what do they want? What are they seeking? Pile 3's person. That's too many. Pile 3's person, please, Spirit. What are they looking for? Okay. Wheel of Fortune. They're waiting for the right one. The Moon. They're waiting for that gut feeling, which is interesting considering they think with their head and not their intuition for the most part. They want something that, they want transparency in their relationships. 9 of Cups and Queen of Cups. We'll just take them both. All right. 6 of Wands again. Okay. I think they want somebody that is ambitious and has attained their own successes in life, just like this person has. Or at least has the goals and the ambition. Okay, this person does not want a surface level relationship. They want something deeper, but they also don't want to feel like someone is hiding things. And I think that's another reason why they take their time doing their investigating before they commit. There was something else I was going to say about that. What was it? It's like I get too many ideas and messages coming in at once, and then it's like they're fighting for the front seat, and then they're gone. Okay, I think they are looking for an emotionally expressive person, because they are not, but that is something that they are very drawn to. They do want a nurturing and loving, deep relationship. They want something that is supportive, something where you can both be vulnerable with each other. Someone who has strong boundaries and an open heart. Someone who has their life together. Somebody who has done some work to heal from their past baggage. People who have closure from their past relationships, or at least is working through it. Something nurturing and fulfilling. That sounds quite lovely, pile 3. Considering we had some 10 of Cups energy from both of you, I think you ultimately are looking for the same thing, but you go about it in a bit of a different way. Ultimately, I think there is some skepticism from both of you about actually investing the time and committing to someone, because you don't want to commit to the wrong person. And now I'd like to see some characteristics of this person. The person coming towards pile 3. Tell me about them, please. They're an old soul. Wise. Petite. Or just smaller than average man or woman. Or could be that is what they like. If you yourself are petite. But tall. Okay. So I think there will be a height discrepancy between the two of you. Pisces, possibly. Athletic. Academic. Yeah, they're really intelligent, really smart. A lot of mental stimulation is what this person also needs. Cute. They're a cutie. And they're a leader. Yeah, people look to them for guidance, for leadership. And they're a reader. Of course, an intelligent thinking person would probably be a reader. Cute. I want to do now some channeled song messages to get some additional insight as to this person or your situations. Let's see. Okay. Maybe by MGK and Bring Me the Horizon. And Help is on its way, Little River Band. Yeah. I think what might have been lacking for one or both of you was support, mutual support in your relationships. But this person, your higher selves, like communicating with each other, it's like, just wait, I'm coming. Help is on its way. You're not going to have to do everything by yourself. I'm coming. And I think this is a sign that you're on your way towards each other if you haven't already interacted or met each other in the physical realm. And the other, and maybe by MGK and Bring Me the Horizon, I think this is just like being really ready to let go of the past experiences and to start fresh with someone. I'm ready to let you go. Something needs to be let go of. And I think it is spending that time up in both of your heads, just on edge. Analysis paralysis, looking for the worst. And I think there's going to be a learning element to this relationship. When you finally find that person that is emotionally safe, you're going to be unlearning the habits from your past experiences. I love that for you. Relationships are always work. We're never fully healed. And you have a lot of learning to do, Luna, about each other when you're in a new relationship. But this is really exciting. Pile 3, the person coming into your life is someone who has the potential to grow a long-term future with, and know that if they decide upon you and you decide upon them, it has been well thought out. And not only is there going to be an emotional connection and an element to and a deep feeling between the two of you and the relationship, but it's also going to be practical. It's going to make sense. Pile number 3. Thank you so much for being here. I believe these are all of the messages that I have for you at this time. This may eventually turn into an extended reading, but we're going to leave it here for now. Thank you so much for joining me. I cannot wait to see you in the next one, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye, guys.